Hey guys, good morning. I don't have a ton of time, but I did want to share something cool that happened yesterday. Um, somebody that follows the channel a little bit, and I, follow them. They made a anonymous private donation yesterday for the legal fund that I have set up for the two kids because of the horrible situation that they've been placed in, and we're trying to keep them from going back to. And anyway, this anonymous donor was generous, very generous. um, Sent $1,000 yesterday. He sent $1,000 yesterday, so that person knows who they are, so thank you. And by the way, the kids are putting together, I don't know, like a little card or like a letter, and then we'll be mailing it. In the next couple days or so, we'll be mailing it down to you because I know where to send it. So it'll be addressed to you. So watch for that. Kids were super excited yesterday to get that. I told them, I says, hey, you guys, you're not gonna believe what happened. You guys got a very generous donation towards your legal funds. So anyway, so if that person sees this, just saying thank you. Oh, and by the way, so Tammy, with her online channel, the Genuine Network Association, the one based in Florida. There's a couple different entities. There's one in California, but that is certainly not the one that we're referencing here. I'm talking about the lady down in Florida. She's helping to put together, helping to kind of bring this together as well, for the kids. So we appreciate Tammy helping out, and Tammy and I will do a live stream later today around I think 3 o'clock or something my time. How's it going from Texas? Hey, your guys' weather, your heat is up here and it's drunk, and I need you to come and get it. I pushed 80 degrees and we had a lot of thunderstorms and it sparked a lot of fires. So come get your heat, please. Bail it out. Post bail for your heat and get it the hell out of here. I'm kidding. But anyway, so Tammy is going to help. Tammy is going to be helping with the fundraiser. So I need to put her link to her channel here. I wasn't sure how to do it actually. It wasn't letting me do it. So I'll be telling more, later about the kids' story. I'll be telling more about the kids' story a little bit later. But they're my children. And it's a pretty bad situation. So I'll put her link in. So I think it's at like 3 o'clock. I think it's at 3 my time. So what is it? Florida's 4 hours ahead. I'm in Alaska. Someone's asking what I'm doing. Yeah. So what I do is I work on a state contract, and we are contracted with a local police department, and so we provide services for a major transportation infrastructure up here. So I catch a little bit of a break time right now. So I have a couple minutes, but I don't have a ton of time. So, but yeah, that's what I do. Work during the daytime and sometimes chase off some bears. So, I'd like to, but anyway, so for Tammy and everyone, for the people who have donated so far for the legal fund, thank you. It helps. My daughter, I work obviously a regular job. My 10-year-old and I, what we do is from here we go to I go do a part-time job, and her and I've been delivering for Walmart to help raise the rest of the funds. So, and we have a lot of fun doing it, a lot of good laughs, and see some funny things. And so, you know, so yeah, it's been quite the ordeal. The 10-second gist on what happened was basically the kids came up here for spring break. Kids were covered in numerous injuries. Kids started making disclosures about what happened, how they obtained the injuries, and of course I made a mandated report, and then just a subsequent investigation followed, and then the authorities in Idaho got involved, since that's where they're originally from. So the authorities in Idaho did what they call asked for what they call an agency assist. So then the authorities in Alaska set up a forensic interview, and then in the course of that forensic interview, the children made disclosures. And there's so many things that my wife and I found out that are just, I don't know how to describe it other than it quite literally pisses you off as a parent. And that's just putting it PG for here. It's shocking. It's appalling. I don't know what other words to use. And this was, it's been a fight. It's been hard. And my commissioned. At one time I was, but no longer. I work in a contracted capacity now, and contracted with a local police department. But yet not anymore. So the thing is, what I find disgusting is any forms of child abuse, any and all forms, whether it be physical, whether it be mental, and of course you can draw in all the lines with physical. Any form of it's disgusting. And then another thing you find often in child abuse cases, you'll find there's always some sort of parental alienation component to it, where the other parent tells the kids, hey, I don't want you telling your dad. You can't tell anybody about these things. Yeah, these things happened. And it's just shocking. They're shocking. And it's disgusting. So Tammy's going to be helping out with that later. I'll put a link on this for her channel. And again, it's the lady in Florida. Mostly uncles. Is it? Yeah. I worked a lot of years in corrections, and it's interesting. One thing I noticed about sex offenders, well, in this case, to be clear, there's not a sex offense. There's not even an alleged. Well, okay, let me back up. There's not an alleged offense as far as any touching. There is something being alleged about some photographs that were taken. But one thing for sure, in a lot of these abuse cases, I guess, in these physical abuse, mental abuse, it's almost always, the perpetrator is almost always known by the children or known by the victim. And then, like, where you say, you get the uncle thing, and these are my words, I'll add it, the creepy uncle. They always, have, in those weird cases, there's always some kind of grooming. There's always some kind of grooming, or there's, there's always this level of trust, and they're usually known by the victim. And then what you'll find is the perpetrator is often, they can come off very charming, very convincing. They come off very matter of fact. And then when you really get to know them, you start realizing how narcissistic a lot of them are, and manipulative. And one thing I noticed about being around those kind of predators, similar to murderers, because murderers can kind of come off the same way too, which is interesting. But anyway, so that's what happened. And but anyway, I wanted to say thank you primarily to the donor that did donate literally donated $1,000. So far, our fundraiser has reached $295, but there is $1,000 private off the book kind of donation. So that brings the total to $1,295. So that person knows who they are. So thank you. Kids are making you a little something. They will be sending you something, and so in the next couple of days, be watching your mail down there. It'll be going to the business. So I'll put a link from Tammy's channel. Tammy and that community has been great as far as, being able to help get the message out and help. And they had actually done a fundraiser on that channel a few months ago about domestic violence victims, abuse victims. I think they did one on child abuse. I can't remember. I know for sure they did something on domestic violence. So anyway, so we're already pretty much halfway to our goal, which is pretty cool. And that's just in a couple of days. So, and it's just to be able to retain the private attorney on the civil side. The positive update is the two perpetrators go to arraignment on Wednesday. So they're going to have the conditions of their continued release set in place. No contact orders will be set in place, to help protect the two minor victims in the case. Very, very much needed protection for them. And the children are in counseling. I was able to get them in counseling almost, it was literally immediately. And, that's crucial, And they need to know that they're not this is not their fault, That this is in no way their fault. But, with counseling and some time, and my wife and I, we're working hard to get them through it. The other issue too is the children in the case were dealing with a lot of emotional disturbances, a lot of nightmares. That has been subsiding. The counselor, she's been amazing. So anyway, so I'll put a link in here if anyone wants to join later. It'd be great. But this is kind of a little known. This is an area I think that a lot of parents get faced with, and then you don't really know how to handle it. And let me tell you something: the family courts are effed. Okay, they are messed up. So I can tell you, on my end, it's a fight. I have no history, absolutely no family violence, no domestic violence, no drug abuse, no substance abuse, and any other factors a court would be looking for in a best interest of the child determination, and those of us on this side of it, it's just an expensive fight. But when you get the prosecutor on your tail, and now the two perpetrators in the case, the boyfriend was charged with 2 felony counts of injury to child, and the children's mother's been charged with 2 counts misdemeanor injury to child. And then once they have the forensics in hand, they said that there's a fair chance that could get bumped to felony. In Idaho, felony injury to child comes with a maximum 10 years in prison per count, and I think it's up to a $50,000 fine, but don't quote me on the money. But I can tell you this, I know. So the maximum I know, at least on the incarceration end, Boyfriend is looking at up to 20 years of incarceration. Is he going to get 20 years? No. Is he going to get some time? I hope so. He better. And then as far as the misdemeanors, I think with most states, Idaho especially, they're only punishable by up to, I don't even remember the fine, but I know the jail time is up to 1 year per conviction. So she's facing up to 2 years jail. And again, that's if the prosecutor doesn't amend the charges upward either. So, let's see. Proud of the work. Keep up the good. Well, you know what, though? It has to do with my own kids, and the reason why we started this is because of, what it cost. And, I'll be transparent with anyone that follows here. I mean, it literally forced me into a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. It forced me into it after accruing over $70,000 in legal fees, plus all the other fees, the time off work, the travel between Alaska and Idaho. It literally forced me into a 13 bankruptcy to restructure and be able to, move forward. And, when I went to the civil case last year, when we went to civil trial, it was based on the children were covered in injuries, but we didn't go the law enforcement route. Bad advice from the attorney, but that I had, which I canned him. But we go to the civil trial and bring out a lot of the issues surrounding the medical neglect and the physical injuries, the bruises, some of the disclosures that the children had made. And it's crazy. During the judge's ruling, not only did he decide that it was supposedly in the best interest of the children to remain in the custody of mother and the abusive boyfriend, but said that, the injuries were concerning, but he didn't want to shift the burden to the mother. And for context on shifting the burden, what he was referring to was the increased cost of the travel between Alaska and Idaho, and also the potential that mother in the case would have to pay child support, which, by the way, I wasn't asking for any child support. That's what he meant. So in other words, leave the children with mother, who is doing nothing to protect the children, allowing boyfriend to commit the heinous things that he did, which, by the way, strangulation is a component to this, involving the boyfriend. Mother was present. Mother didn't stop it. That's why we're at now on the criminal side of things now. But because he didn't want to inconvenience mother, didn't want to burden her, And now look. So now the children were forced to endure another year of psychological trauma, physical trauma, strangulation, and God knows what else. There's other things that are coming out that are disturbing, and the counselor's working with them. So anyway, I'll be sharing more in greater detail later on Tammy's channel. I'll put a link here, but so why'd you peel off your fake mustache? Because I don't like a mustache. I don't like it at all. Can't stand it. So I haven't shaved it in a couple days, but no mustache for me. So anyway, break time is over. So to the donors, the people that have donated and that shared this out from my community post, thank you. The person that made the extremely generous donation yesterday, thank you. Watch your business email or your business snail mail. You have a little something incoming. And all right, so Tammy and Anna and everyone helping to put this together, thank you. Nuclear war is incoming. I hope not. What do they say? Get your iodine pills or something? I don't know. All right. So thank you for stopping by, listening. And remember, for everyone out there that's divorced parents and you're sharing your kids, pay attention, listen, because sometimes the signs are there and you can miss them. And what I've come to learn in my situation with these kids, there's no one more threatening and more dangerous than mama's new boyfriend. All right. See you guys later. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. And by the way, Texas, come and get your heat. It's disorderly and drunk, and it needs to go back. Get it out of Alaska. Just kidding. All right. Thank you. See ya.